past few years, we have had great accomplishments in fields such as home gadgets, space technology, and work in the field of energy. In the following presentation, all of these facets will enter into a story of a strange phenomenon which took place at a party just last week. West Los Angeles was the place, and the participants were all members of a history class at University High School. It seemed that the teacher of the class had given the assignment that each student prepare a report on a current event in comparison to events of the same nature which had taken place in the past. Now, this seemed an excellent assignment when one thinks that only last semester, the same teacher, whose name skips my mind at the moment, made 6 defenseless students in the same class make a movie. How any teacher could think up something such as this is beyond me, unless, of course, the instructor ran around blocks in the morning or something strange like that. But to get back to the current situation, the party was going as any other party would go until about 9:30 p.m. To understand fully what actually did happen, we must dig into our memories to remember one of the founders of the United States, an inventor, a writer, and one of the great Americans in our history. I take you now to the halls of the Continental Congress.
We're out of time.
I mean, we are living at a time where we are obliged to dedicate ourselves to the task of opening new doors to different fields imperative to the survival of our future existence. I therefore propose the appropriation of adequate funds enabling us to explore the new and mysterious phenomenon called electricity.
But lightning interfered, and Lowe found himself in the 20th century.
From Tara.
A penny saved is a penny earned, and as for what I owe, my name is Benjamin Franklin. Inventor, statesman, publisher.
Well, maybe. Can you help us with our problem?
Yes, please. Can you? Well,
Yes, we've lived almost 200 years apart.
is the Constitution designed so it will be useful and effective?
We just got done studying about you when we studied the Revolutionary period. It was such a long time ago. A lot of things have changed since then. Let me see. During your time, they had the 3/5 law, where only 3/5 of the Negroes were counted for taxes. That was one of the major compromises of the Constitutional Congress that you attended back in 1787.
Yes, I was quite old then.
That's right. You were a lady, but your mind was as keen as ever.
Early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Oh, you know, you were Proverbs, too. And so this is 1/5 of the slave tax. Then to keep it even, the people in the North said only 3/5 of the slaves should be counted in the House of Representatives.
It seems to be that was the arrangement. How's this compromise working out now?
Oh, it's no longer effective, only for the fact we no longer have slaves. We had to fight a war, but the 13th Amendment forbids slavery. Then the 14th Amendment gave the Negro citizen, and the 15th gave him the right to vote.
But the slaves were first property. How can you give property back the right to vote? The next thing you know, women will have the right to vote.
We took care of that in the 19th Amendment. Women have full rights. We have no slaves of any kind. We still have lots of problems, though. Some of the people in our time think like the people in your time, that Negroes are no better than slaves. But we are learning to overcome these feelings. We've had quite a few setbacks. The road to complete equality of man isn't an easy one, but we were thinking about taxes and how the American people always have to pay them. But at the same time, we see how important they actually are and what would happen if we didn't have them. What's your feeling upon this, Mr. Franklin?
Taxation in the U.S. today isn't based on the concept of all citizens giving equally to the government, but on the idea of having the more wealthy give a larger sum of money and the poorer people having to give less in order to keep the government adequately supplied with funds to keep it running.
Well, Well, the fact is, Mr. Franklin, that we have a stamp tax of this type today. If you look on any pack of cigarettes, you will see a little stamp on the top.
You Americans wouldn't dare dump water or tea into the water today, would you?
Why, of course. We do it every day.
How's the University of Pennsylvania doing, by the way?
Well, it's doing fine scholastically, but it didn't even make the Rose Bowl this year. Did you think colleges in your day would be as important as they are today?
Well, in my day, people were more interested in working than in their education. Well, I hope you're attending a high university.
Well, not exactly, but I'm attending university.
And so, Ben Franklin, having traveled into the world as a 20th century high school student, was very happy to return home.
Hello, Mother. Hello, Father. Here I am at Camp Granada. Camp is very entertaining. And they say we'll have some fun if it stops raining. I went hiking with Joe Spivey. He developed poison ivy. You remember Leonard Skinner? He got ptomaine poisoning last night after dinner. All the counselors hate the waiters and the ladies. Wants no sissies, so he reads to us from something called Ulysses. Now I don't want this should scare you, but my bunkmate has malaria. You remember Jeffrey Hardy? They're about to organize a searching party. Take me home, oh mother, father, take me home. I need Granada, don't leave me out in the forest where I might get eaten by a bear. Take me home, I promise I will not make noise or mess the house with other boys. Oh, please don't make me stay. I've been here one whole day. Dearest father, darling mother, how's my precious little brother? Let me come home if you miss me. I would even let Aunt Bertha hug and kiss me. Wait a minute, it stopped hailing. Guys are swimming, guys are sailing, playing baseball. Gee, that's better. Mother, father, kindly disregard this letter.
I should like to play Minuet by George Bizet. I would like to play Romance by Lariscus. I should like to play Harvest Time.
It is my honor to play for you the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto in D.